again, this might sound weird, but you should invest money during holiday seasons. People are spending money as if they're going to get back some kind of return on their investment. And we need to get our people out of that mind state, because the damage that you do to yourself in the month of November, into December, into January, is what sets you back for the rest of the year. So if it's not Thanksgiving, it's Black Friday. If it's not Black Friday, it's Cyber Monday. If it's not Cyber Monday, it's Christmas. If it's not Christmas, it's New Year's. Then there's Valentine's Day. It never stops. It never stops. And all the while, all of these are opportunities for you to spend money, not make money. This is another episode of Rolls Royce Diaries. It's another episode of Rolls Royce Diaries. Okay? Talk to me nice. There's a lot of sun out here, so I gotta move at an angle. I created the CRM, Credit Restoration Microwave. $2,000. $2,000 gets you access to 100 grand in credit. It's your legal right. People say, man, I don't know, that sounds wild. That sounds crazy. How could it even be so? I did a video breaking down the multiple forms of fraud that takes place in the system. I'm afraid to talk about those things again, like how paper money's fraudulent, the school system's fraudulent. I was going in. Those of you that saw it on IG, video went viral. That video did 230,000 in its 35th hour, and then it was taken down off of Instagram. They said that it was a violation of their guidelines, because I was breaking down how money used to be called paper certificates, or used to have certificate on it instead of legal tender for all debts, public and private, as opposed to it being a Federal Reserve note, and breaking down how what is a certificate, or what is a security. A security is a paper, is a certificate that attests to ownership and equity, as in the case of a stock, or ownership of a bond, as in the case of a debt obligation which has tradable derivatives. And I was breaking down the House Joint Resolution March 9th, 1933, where they started enforcing bills of exchange, and Congress no longer passed laws, and they took the gold and the silver from the people. So before you was able to turn in your $100 gold certificate and get $100 worth of gold in exchange, because you wouldn't want to walk around with that gold, no, because you cut a piece of that gold to buy you a piece of bread or some chips. So you had a certificate that attests to ownership and equity. So you was able also to put your $10 silver certificate into the bank and get $10 in silver back in exchange. But today we have paper money and we can't get nothing back in exchange. I also talked about the legal aid gets paid for you pleading guilty, as opposed to if you're proven innocent, get paid over $10,000. I also talked about the C-sections that they do in the hospital, where the doctors get paid over $17,000 to $30,000+ for unnatural births, cutting the belly open. And it was imperative to realize that there's a lot of unnecessary C-sections taking place, because if the incentive is we'll pay you tens of thousands of dollars more for guilty pleas, or tens of thousands of dollars more for unnatural births, let's say the doctor or the court-appointed attorney is behind in money, what do you suppose they might do when they're lacking in money? What do you suppose they might do? I'll tell you what they do. If they're lacking in money, we're going to get these guilty pleas together. Or if they're lacking in money, we're going to do a bunch of unnecessary C-sections or unnecessary unnatural births. So I went over a lot of stuff. I was talking about how the school system changes the books in colleges, so that way people can't share the books, so they can keep charging for books. So every year and a half, 2 years, they keep switching the books up, so that way the next generation that come behind the generation that was in front of them, they won't be able to have access to the same reading material, because they switch up the curriculum basically to make sure you can keep buying. But I don't want to go into as many. I went through quite a bit. I went into mortgage fraud. I went through quite a bit to just break down all the fraudulent activity that takes place in America, simply to say, hey, and abroad, simply to say the whole system's based on fraud. But like I said, that video did almost 250,000 views in 30-something hours, and took it down to get a strike. And what people don't understand is when they see me putting up videos and the credit restoration, $2,000, you get access to 100 grand, plus we boost your credit scores. Keep in mind, some of you may say, I already have good credit, but the way we get access to the 100 grand is by sending compendiums and affidavits of facts, namely, not limited to, to over 30 bureaus. So most of us only know about TransUnion, Equifax, and FICO, but we don't really know about the various or the 30 plus bureaus that actually exist. And when you meet the proper credit protocol or criteria, you have the right to access 6 figures and up. So, but anyway, separate from that, you go to brotherpolight45@gmail.com. You leave your full name and your phone number when you're ready to purchase it. This is the New Year's. Don't spend all your money on things that's not going to make you money back. So a big part of these holidays is fraudulent too, because if you're not the one that created the holiday, you're more likely the one that's being exploited. I'll say it again. If you haven't created the holiday, damn, let me find this. The sun is in my eye. If you haven't created the holiday, then you're spending the money on the holiday. If you're not making money off the holiday, most likely the holiday isn't yours. You feel what I'm saying? Rolls Royce diaries. You know what we do. I'm working to position myself so I ain't got all the sun in my face. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can see me. It's just the way the sun is bouncing off of the dang phone. I'm gonna have to go down here. Yeah, there we go. Shit. Yeah, but it's horrible because some of you think you go to brotherpolight45@gmail.com. You leave your full name and your phone number when you're ready to change your life. I know it's tempting. We always got a baby shower, somebody's birthday, but you're no good to no one else if you're no good to yourself. So if you keep spending money on things that don't make you money back, it's wild. Like for Thanksgiving, I fast. So imagine the discipline. At this point, it's not discipline. It's part of my culture or way of life. But I fast on Thanksgiving, and people look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, because this is the time of year where so many people get intoxicated by food and drinks. I don't even want to be part of the energy, so I fast on Thanksgiving. I save a whole lot of money not participating in holidays that weren't birthed by my people. Holidays that were actually, in its inception, used to perpetuate the destruction of my community. And then now my community indulges and celebrates and patronizes the very people who gave birth to it. And I know that's a headache for people, because people are like, this is just the time I get to spend with my family. You can spend time with your family without spending money. The key word is spend. You're spending time with your family, but you're spending money. Why you have to spend all this money with somebody else and empower them, sustain their system, and not build up your very own? Very few people can even understand me when I'm like, how about for a holiday season, you save your money up? I don't got no new page. This is my only page. Anybody that's sending you comments, DM me, any WhatsApp numbers or whatever, none of that is mine. So please, I don't want to talk about it too long. This is my only page right here. You guys will contact me. I don't contact you guys on Facebook, just so you know. It's not me. It's never me contacting you on Facebook. If you're already in some WhatsApp conversations with people about some Bitcoin or mentorship, that's not me. There's a whole freaking scheme of fake pages out there. And then, like I said, what I was also talking about is that if I teach, my videos get taken down. I get warnings. I get strikes. I could lose my page. So then when I post the other part of my world, when I go to parties and I'm hanging out with my women and I'm clubbing, then people say, man, what happened to this brother? He don't teach. Y'all don't realize every time I teach, my videos get taken down. And then I'm not going to even be able to do some of these videos if I keep pressing. So I got to kind of talk my talk and get out of there. I got to say, yo, you know, I talked about the school system, and I talked about the books, and I talked about the legal aid, and I got to get up out of there. Because if I push it too hard, this video will be taken down. Then I won't have the right to live stream. Real talk. I won't have the right to live stream. I'm just trying to get past this sun. It's mad sunny, which is a good thing. So some of y'all that's thinking, oh, you don't like the content that I'm pushing, I'm being forced to look like I don't want to share as much of this knowledge as I want to. Y'all don't even realize. I screenshot it every time. I'm like, what the freak did I say? I'm not using no cuss words. You know, the language isn't profane. I'm doing everything within the guidelines. I'm not disrespecting nobody. I'm not calling nobody anything. I'm not attacking people based on their gender or their sexuality. I'm over here just talking about history that can be looked up And I'm constantly getting a warning on my different social media. Constantly. So it's annoying. No, the class is about to get ready. I'm just launching them for the New Year's. We got the site. We about to go back up with the site and everything. So don't worry about it. You guys are going to get the updates, and we're going to get to this money the top of the year. But what I'm telling you now, don't spend thousands of dollars on the holidays and fail to invest money in yourself. I had people tell, Dan, you know, right after the holidays, after, you know, I buy these gifts and I do this and the third, I'm going to see you on the CRM, bro. I'm like, yo, you guys are crazy. You're going to get access to over 6 figures. Why would you put that off so you could have to work hard again to stack up money because you bought a bunch of toys and a bunch of toxic food and gifts for toxic people who would never even pool their funds together with you to invest? The same family members and friends that you're going to put money up to or spend money on would never even put their money together with you, so y'all can all say, yo, let's put our bread together, let's put this 2 G's up, and let's see if we can get this 100,000+ inside of 45 to 60 business days and boost your credit. Because when you went to school, they didn't teach you about credit. But when you graduated, you realize how integral a role it played on your life. Real talk. If your credit's bad, we fix it. That's what the service is about. And for those of you that think you got good credit, if you got good credit, how come you don't got a black card? If you got good credit, how come you're not getting access to over 6 figures? There's a lot of nuances to credit that they have yet to dispose you to. They haven't disposed of these facts to you. Yeah, I ain't got no Bitcoin, nothing going on. That's all fake pages. I don't want to keep talking about it. This is my only page. I'll never respond to you in the comment section because that's all fake Brother Polight pages. Because on Facebook, people that reach out and they attempt to report these pages, they're getting messages back by the book saying, hey, we don't see nothing wrong with this page. Like, yo, they're stealing my images. They got pictures of my children up. They're soliciting on behalf of someone that they're not, and y'all see nothing wrong with it. So, you know, I got my reasons for feeling like it's something other than just the typical scammers. And I just posted recently on my Instagram, I'm going to repost it on Facebook, that Facebook has asked law enforcement to stop making fake pages of people's profiles to get into their business. So you also got that going on. You guys have to wait because the website was hacked. So the new website, you'll be able to access all the videos that you had prior. Word up. So, you know, that's what's wild. How could you be at 700? How could you be at a 700 credit score, 750 credit score, but then can't get access to 100,000? Just like I say with mortgage, right? How could you get access to a $400,000 mortgage? Who's going to allow you to owe $400,000 for your house, but won't give you a $20,000 credit card? That shit is fraud. So you're going to approve me for $400,000 to get a house, but I can't be approved for $20,000 or $50,000 for a credit card? That's crazy. But I'm not going to go into a tangent because I don't want my video being snatched. You just go to brotherpolight45@gmail.com. What's up, King? You out here? You actually working today? Okay. Hey, I'm here to work. Okay. All right. Yeah, so you go to brotherpolight45@gmail.com. Leave your full name and phone number when you're ready to purchase the credit restoration microwave. Attempted to pin it. Why they not letting me pin my own joint? Okay, there we go. I just pinned the email address. Always leave your full name, your phone number when you're ready. It's our time, man. Get your bread up. Make your money. Let's not be silly, man. Don't spend thousands of dollars amongst Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas, New Year's, and then turn around and you're not even sitting here waiting for a return on anything. Every time you keep spending your bread, you know you're never seeing it back. And then your goal is, I'm just going to go back to work and start stacking stuff. People are really out here, like, working hard as fuck, like, yo, I gotta buy this, and I gotta buy that, and really stressing themselves out. Like, why would you stress yourself out about spending money that's not going to give you back a return? This is insane. I mean, I used to be just as crazy, but now that I'm more conscious, I'm like, this is wild. Anybody that's going to be mad at me for not getting a gift is out. Motherfucking mind. If I'm in the struggle, what the hell am I doing patronizing all these companies that don't do nothing for my community? Or me immediately. First thing you're supposed to do is get yourself right. You're supposed to learn how to live below your means. Invest your money for the holidays. Just like I fast on Thanksgiving, I also invest during the holidays. This is the time where I make my investments. There's no such thing as not meeting the criteria for the 100 bands. Our job is to make sure you meet the criteria for the 100 bands. Our job is to make sure you meet the criteria for the 100K, because we put you in that position. We followed the proper credit protocols. What y'all don't realize is that there was a big breach with Experian that took place some years ago. And we got about like 5 to 7 more years left to take advantage of the fact that you most likely were one of the people that were impacted by it. Especially if you're not an immigrant, if you're under 65, if you're over 18, you make up the millions of people that the breach may have impacted. And therefore, there has to be a turn of the cheek. Well, damn, your credit is fucked up, but you know what? We have you exposed at one point or the other, and part of the agreement that is made with the paperwork that we constructed by way of our attorney. Part of the first process is to send them those compendiums. And when we send those compendiums and the affidavits of facts, the first thing I do is turn the cheek. Boom, credit score starts going up. After we do that, now it's a matter of petitioning to make sure you can get access to a minimum 100 grand. Some people will get 200, some people will get 300. It depends on your jurisdiction, your city, your state, your fingerprint, your credit fingerprint, because everybody has a different credit history and everything like that. It all depends. But it's real talk out here. It's real talk. This is all strategic. So this ain't the approach other people take. You take a more legalese approach, but it is what it is. I'm not knocking nobody else's philosophy or whatever it is that they do or whatever they consider to be credit restoration. But in my world, we got to get people to the money. We can't just get them the good, so-called good credit. Because when people say, yo, my credit score is good, I'm like, score? Why are you talking in singular? There's over 30. There's over 30. So why are you talking in singular in the first place? And what good is a 700 or a 750 credit score if you're still being turned down from getting significant sums of money? If you at 750 and up, you should be able to get you a damn black card. If you at 750 and up, you should at least be able to be approved for over 100 grand. Personal loan or credit cards at the very least. And then you got to learn how to turn the credit into cash. So you go to brotherpolight45@gmail.com. It costs $2,000. The process takes 45 to 60 business days. You'll get access to over 6 figures. Do that for the holidays. But you know what I'm tired of is people seeing me drive my expensive vehicles, see me out there partying and clubbing, and then get upset with me and say I'm supposed to give my money away. No, I show you how to get the money. I've been teaching how to access the money. They make it more difficult for me now because now my videos can't stay up if I teach, especially when I come in with that vigor. I'm doing my best to stay calm. I'm not being too aggressive. I'm working on not going against the infrastructure or the system. I'm doing my best to not wild out so much, so at least the video can stay up. Peace. How you doing? That's my vibe. I want at least to keep the video up, so I'm not going to do all the whistle blowing and blowing up spots. That's the stuff I got to do for my private classes on the site because it's getting ridiculous. And I got to make sure I have my pages up in order for me to disseminate some kind of information to you all. You really don't understand it. We leave it up to the powers that be. It'll look like all I do is just want to party and hang out. And these thousands of fake pages that no matter how much you report them, they still are able to exist. That's crazy. Other people do too much crazy activity on their account and their account is gone forever. But with me, thousands of freaking fake pages can be created and abuse other people out there. It's wild. But anyway, point in case, remember, if you get any messages on this page from a so-called Brother Polight, it's not me, because I don't even message people back on Facebook because there's so many fake pages. I don't want them attempting to differentiate from the fake one to the real one. So it's not me. You email me, you leave your full name and your phone number, brotherpolight45@gmail.com. Then that's when I will correspond with you. I don't correspond on social media just so it's not ambiguous. I want people to know it's not me. I'm not the one in the comment section. I'm not sending you over to no WhatsApp phone number, no Bitcoin. People are doing, they got fake ID card images of me, acting like it's me. They play my videos in the background to trick people. People show me what's going on. They send me screenshots of conversations on WhatsApp, and I'm like, this is insane. And it can be stopped, but they don't allow me to verify my page either. So I can't even blue check myself because they don't let me press enter when it's after I submit all the data. So, you know, anyway, the reality is this. What you do know when you spend money for the holidays is that you're not getting it back. What you do know for the holidays is that you're not getting none of that money back. That's a fact. Let's say that. We all know you're not getting the money back. That's one thing that's guaranteed. So when people be like, yo, I want to do the service, but you know, what if it don't work? It's your legal right. If they taught it in school, of course you would know, but they don't teach in school. So that's the nuance. That's why most people don't have any opportunities, because they're waiting for school to disclose them to you. And that system is designed for you to work for other people. It's not designed for you to work for yourself. We know this by now. It's 327 million people that make up the American populace, and only 5% of them will even have the opportunity to access wealth. That is to say over $150,000 per annual. And within that 5%, less than 2% is going to be able to keep or maintain, sustain the wealth that they actually had access to. So it's rough out here. We can thank school for that, because everybody goes to school for the most part. So if everybody's going to school for the most part, how come 5% of the populace only have access to wealth, and less than 2% of them will be able to maintain it? That must be something that's being taught inadvertently. The system is designed for you to work for other people. It's a fact. That's a fact. So you go to brotherpolight45@gmail.com. You leave your full name and your phone number. You leave your full name and your phone number for the credit restoration microwave. You always leave your phone number. Leave your name and your number. If you're ready to get it in, I implore strongly that you guys don't spend money that is not going to make you money back. This year, invest your money in stocks. This year, invest your money in securities, commodities, and don't just spend bread under the stress. What's up, King?
What's up, King?
Uncle 6-0. Don't just spend bread under the pretense that you just making someone happy, because you got to think about your own livelihood at this particular point in time. You got to think about your livelihood. You can't be out here just spending bread aimlessly and not getting nothing back in exchange for it. These holidays will have you effed up. They have it in such a way that by the time the new year comes, it's over for you. By the time the new year comes, guess what's going to happen? By the time the new year comes, you're going to be chasing down all the money that you spent in November, December, and January. So the hell of a holiday if it's not making you back the bread. Don't be stressed out if somebody ain't going to get a gift. They should love and respect you enough. You the gift. You being alive is gift enough. Your life is a donation. You shouldn't have to be under a certain duress to get people things. And if you got children and you got to cut back on some of the things they get, it's all right, because that's temporary happiness. If you invest, you'll never have to look back again, and you'll always be able to give your family what you feel they do. You know, it's all about being able to... Hey, what's up, King? Word. Peace, cuzzo. Yeah, so it's all about having the opportunity to not have to... It's all about being able to do the unnecessary. You know, we all should have the right to spend some unnecessary money. We should all have the right to spend unnecessary money. So that's what it's about. But don't spend the unnecessary money before you have the necessary money. You know what I'm saying? Yo, if people gonna sit there and chastise you and treat you bad because you ain't want to spend a bunch of money you're not gonna see back, then it is what it is. It is what it is. Your life is your responsibility, and by responsibility we mean responsibility, the ability to respond. You got to respond to that adversity in the form of what they call poverty, in the form of what they call hyperinflation, in the form of what they call food inflation, where they give you less food but it costs more money. Less quantity, more money. Shit, we grew up in an era where the bag of chips was 25 cents. Now what used to be 25 cents is like a $2 bag. I'm alive to see that. The new generation, this is going to be normal to them, this food inflation. They don't even know they're subject to food inflation. But my generation, people in their 30s, we were alive long enough to say, oh, shit. I remember it used to be quarter waters and 50-cent sodas and everything. So, you know, the packs of cheese used to come with 24 in a pack. Then it's 12 in a pack. Then it's 8 in a pack. But every time they give you lesser, it keeps costing more. That's called food inflation. So even when they raise minimum wage, the price of living goes up in higher perspective. So the ratio isn't fair. The ratio is disproportionate. So even though they're going to raise minimum wage, the price of living also raised. So they're not actually giving you more money. They're actually giving you less money because they ain't raised it equally. Real talk. Invest your bread. Don't be sitting here every year attempting to please people. Every year you feeling stressed out. What's up, King? Every year you feeling stressed out. What happened?
I had somebody last night.
Oh, backing up?
Yeah, backing up.
It messed up your joint?
They took $50 from me at the fucking gas station.
Shit.
And they wasn't trying to put it back on the car. And the pump had fucked up because I guess it was so cold. The gas wasn't coming up. So I started tripping. I just spazzed out and I was backed up. It's not bad though.
The person ain't tripped. Thank goodness.
I see that nigga head, bro.
Word.
I see bro.
Word. Yeah, y'all already know.
Somebody else in the car?
But yeah, don't stress yourself out. This holiday season, invest your money. Whether it be with me or someone else. What's up, Ken? I'm all live. What
Tomorrow
up,
we have to go out.
Oh, word is like that?
Tomorrow, because I'm going to drop him off at work, but tomorrow I get off parole, nigga.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Nigga, we got to go out, nigga.
He off parole, got a new crib.
Look, 1, 2, and Lonnie on that nigga.
The only two niggas left in parole.
Oh, Jesus Christ, niggas over
Rolls
with.
Royce diaries?
You Rolls Royce diaries.
Over with.
Y'all better listen to that man. He speak knowledge and the truth. No lie.
Hey, my nigga off of
And he
parole.
meant to plug last night. Ask him how much it's on the flow. This nigga.
We gonna talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, okay, just four more guys to go off parole and be good. That's good to hear. Pardon me, man. You know I'm with the homies, man. The rolling homies. The crib walker, he excited. Hey, that's that walk when you off parole. That's what's up. Hey, peace to the God. Peace to the God. What's up, King? Yeah. But yeah. You heard? Word. Hey, I'm gonna talk to you guys. I'm gonna connect with the homies. Good brothers here, man. I'm gonna connect with them. And that's good news. My brother getting off parole officially tomorrow. Wow.